It is time for The Way It Is, and well, this is Morning Express. I'll go straight to introducing the panel that we have this morning. To my extreme left, we have Senator Mombasa County Omar Hassan, who is also the Secretary General for Wiper Party. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
And good to have you. Next to him, we have Honorable Muriuki Njagagua, who is the Member of Parliament from Mbere. Karibu sana. We have Senator Moses Kajwang, who is a senator for Homa Bay. Welcome.
Thank you. Good morning.
Morning. Last but not least, Ambrose Weda, who is a lawyer who is also with us on the newspaper review. Most welcome once again. Gentlemen, thank you for coming in. Let me start with Hassan Omar and maybe how
Mike, there are two players in this. There's KPLC and there's a company called Ketraco. KenGen is generating energy from fairly diversified sources. We are going strongly into geothermal to supplement hydro. The problem in this country is that if you generate power from alternative sources, in my county there is a project in a place called Nyakwere that is generating 40 megawatts of solar power. And there's another one in Fangano Island that is also generating substantial amounts of solar power. Unfortunately, when you generate energy in this country, you must feed it through KPLC, through Ketraco. These are two very inefficient organizations. KETRACO, first of all, these issues of grid stability, it has been the story in certain parts of this country. Weda would tell you, because he was chairing a serious parastatal, the issues and the cost that people have to incur on power when the grid has gone down is too much. KPLC is just like Kenya Post and Telecommunications Corporation. You remember when KPL, I can't even remember what the acronym is anymore, but you remember when it was the only dominant provider of telecommunication services. Life was just too expensive. And when we liberalized, nowadays you can be found wherever because we have more players. And I think we need to liberalize KPLC, we need to restructure KETRACO, and we also need to encourage generation of power from
I think if there's a litany of members of parliament, particularly the National Assembly, who can start making legislation or enforcing, if there's any. Let's say if Kenya Airways delays you for more than a certain level of time. Look, yesterday I'm doing a 40 minutes flight, and you come in 1 hour later. It beats the purpose of efficiency of why you paid that kind of money to travel with those types of means. So we need to compensate people for times lost based on scheduling, based on their own internal, apart from natural causes, which is like weather, which do not compensate globally. So I think what we need to do is to look for a mechanism. If Michael wakes up in the morning and finds that there's no electricity, and he incurs certain losses in his business, there should be a way in which that loss can be compensated. I can tell you, once you start to do that, once people start bearing liability for losses that are incurred as a result of inability to offer a certain service, then people will start betting out that service. To giving you a precedence, there's a certain judge who went to swipe a card at Mbere. He went to swipe a card, and he was compensated for embarrassment.
Right.
So I think we need to have those types of rules.
Whether you're a lawyer, isn't there a system? Maybe it is a matter of Kenyans not knowing that they can actually be compensated.
You can be compensated if Kenya Power if power goes off like that. But let us appreciate one thing: what we produce today, the quantity of power we produce today, is less than the quantity we consume today. And in the last 2 years, there's been a series of connectivities. Nearly all schools, most schools have been connected and so on. So the production is far less. As a country, one day we need the big push. So the Kenya Power, they are doing a abracadabra. Okay, there are strategic installations like hospitals that should have continuous supply. The areas that during industrial area, you give them power. So as you do the abracadabra, that's when they say now today this region will close them so that supply is enough. That's the reality we accept.
What we are saying is the fact that they're doing abracadabra and the fact that we are operating under par does not make it okay.
No, it's not okay. It is not okay. It is only this guy now. You see, when this one is here, that one is there, this one is there. They are the ones who make law. They are the ones who locate money. Now they come here on national TV and they distance themselves away. Yet they are the ones who should give us solutions. We elected them to give us. Now they come here and they play holier.
One side it is Jubilee, now it is us.
No, Mike, that's not right. Mike, that's not right.
Let's hear proposals.
I think we just recently looked from 35,000 to 15,000. And we are waiting to see if that is going to happen. Because even the president has pronounced himself on the matter previously. But let's look at the effect on businesses, particularly the informal sector. You wake up, it does not matter whether it was published in the newspaper that you're not going to have power. You have promised your customers to come for their orders. You run a butchery where the meat needs to be frozen and kept cool. And then someone puts in the papers that you're not going to have power for a whole day. We are killing the informal sector. We are killing Juakali. And Mike, let me tell you, the reason why in my county you cannot have a sustainable fish processing enterprise is because of power. If you are not going to run, if you're going to run generators to support your fish processing concern, your fish is going to be much more expensive.